Do we start with the wave?
Yeah, probably. All right, I think we're live again. I hope we are. And hopefully our mics are on. I think you might have your hand over the mic.
I think I did, yeah.
All right. So, 5 Tribes is over. There was a little bit of, we saw some of the comments. We weren't able to go through all of them, but there was some suggestions that maybe my math is not the best.
Yeah, and like I did cover over them, but...
Oh, yeah, here, let me we'll show you the board state here.
I think.
So, it's kind of a disaster right now. Yeah, so we did make a mess of things. But I think what people pointed out, and you saw it too, you were able to confirm, we did make one mistake, didn't we, on the, for sure, on the scoring of the resources for me. I wrote down that I got 1 point from one set, 7 points from another, and 30 points.
Yeah, and then for some reason it wrote down as 37.
Right. So
but yeah, it was 38. So
important. There's one number off.
So I mean, we thought it was a tie. Now in a normal game, in a normal game situation.
And the reason why we thought it was a tie because people were also saying that there was another.
Yeah,
I must have missed one of my camels or something.
I don't know if we can actually. Actually, geez,
it's not too bad.
all that destruction, and I think everything's still kind of in its place.
There's an 8 there. Maybe that's the one I missed. There's an 8 here as well. I don't know, one of these. So in the comments, if anyone wants to confirm or deny that that's the case, then it looks like perhaps I might have won by 1 point. But insanely close.
With the help of
the viewers?
The viewers,
yeah, the
audience.
Viewers, yes. Certainly not the help of myself, apparently. So right now, if you would like to leave some comments, remember we're on a 30-second delay here, so we're going to see things maybe a little bit behind what you guys are posting. So sorry for that, but what I'm going to do is set the timer here for 20 minutes, and we might wrap up sooner if people don't really have any particular questions or thoughts, but we'll maybe talk a little bit about the speed round itself and kind of our thoughts for it, and our playthrough of this and what we thought. And maybe we'll just get you guys back up here on the headshot. So I'll start the timer, and at 20 minutes, we'll just end it, okay? Because honestly, I could talk about games all day long, and I won't stop if you guys keep fueling the fire. So let's see what we've got here. So the Forsaken one asks, why didn't you bring a calculator if you find it that hard? It's a good point. All right, fair enough. The calculator would have been good. We were lucky just to have the paper and the pencil handy, I guess.
It's true.
I did think about it, but honestly, I'll tell you why I didn't bring a calculator. Because I felt it would make me look like an idiot. I couldn't do it in my head. But sometimes, I didn't, and it wasn't the calculator that tripped us up. It was actually not. Well, I guess the 1 was a miss, but actually not seeing it on the board.
Yeah. I don't know, because I was trying to count at the same time.
Yeah, I'll tell you one of the things, possibly, both of us sitting on this side, normally you'd have someone on the other side. So you're seeing things from a different angle, and things were from this angle. With all the castles we had at the palaces, things were a little bit covered up. So
yeah,
that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see. SAU Saw says hi. Hello to you. You said you were first. I think you were first here. I think we did get your comment with the miscount, which I believe you're probably catching up just now and seeing that we did. You're saying I miscounted a 5-pointer for a 1-pointer.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
Not sure what that was. Oh my! It's gonna be fun watching this back and seeing just exactly what we did mess up in that score.
Yeah.
But it was close. I didn't really have a sense of how close it was when we were playing.
No, me neither. I thought you were leagues ahead just because you had a lot of different things that were giving a lot of points. Almost all of my points came from just resources.
Yes, I had I had a hamburger that had a whole bunch of stuff on it, and you had a plain cheeseburger. But your cheese was amazingly rich. And it really
you really are hungry.
I'm super hungry right now. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. We were just saying after this, we're gonna have to grab a bite to eat. It's 12:40 where we are. What?
That's the resource I didn't get.
Oh,
cinnamon.
Those really do look like French fries, actually, more so than the thing we were calling French fries.
Yeah, kind of. Or little burritos in a box.
Yeah, that's true. Man, gotta get off this food thing.
Yeah.
So we did the speed round at this time of day because it was just a good time of day for me. You were off work.
Yep.
So that's why we chose this time. They might not always be at this time, but this is kind of convenient for us. Maybe not as convenient for people in North America working at this time of day. I would like to try to mix it up as much as possible. So if you can't make it for a speed round one time, maybe you can make it another time. So we'll maybe aim for a weekend at some point.
Maybe just leave your phone on at work, watch it.
We don't want to encourage that, do we?
Well, I mean, I'm not encouraging it. But,
if you're a good worker, if you can do both at once.
Yeah, I mean.
We're not saying don't do it.
Yeah, as long as you're doing your job
Right.
while watching, that's fine.
And hopefully this was kind of educational. You learned a new game, maybe. So let's see if there's some other comments or questions here that we can talk about.
Ooh, a couple.
Let's see. Okay, so Daniel Esquierdo, sorry for butchering your last name a little bit there, says, I've heard that Five Tribes has a big problem with people prone to analysis paralysis. Has that been your experience in other playthroughs? Did the speed round fix it, make it more enjoyable? I don't know that speed round makes it more enjoyable, but it's a different kind of enjoyment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of fun to do it. And even still, I mean, we could have gone faster. We could have said instinct speed round. In other words, okay, I'm grabbing this one, pop, pop, pop,
See where it goes.
and see where it goes. But again, this game, that could go on for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Because you saw it, right? You only drop the camels when you clear a space. So there's that. When we've played two-player, I don't feel like it's been too long. What do you think? Has it felt long?
It never felt long. I mean, there's the moments. Like, it's not that the game feels like a long time, but there are those moments where there's just a lot of stuff set up on the board, and maybe there's, like a group of 5 guys, and you want them to get to one spot. And even though the math never works out, you know that they can't get there, but you will try.
I think you're right. I think that draws it up more than anything. It's not like the analysis is like, oh, I have these 10 options. No, there's just one option you really want to work, and you know it won't, but you just want it to, and you keep looking.
And you'll
There's
try.
got to be a way.
You'll try no matter how ridiculous it is.
I'd have to agree with you. I think it's overall. I think it feels like it moves. You see something, you go, oh, this looks like a good move, and unless you're going to math out every single square trying to see if there's a different one somewhere, generally 1 or 2 options look good.
Yeah.
And so you might get caught up in those for a period of time. But it's usually like a few key moves. So let's see here. George Medina says, how many players does the game go up to? So 4 players is how many can do at maximum. I think there's a slight adjustment to how many camels you have.
Big adjustment, really.
Because you play 3-player, right? At Extra Life. I've only played this game 2-player.
With 3 or 4 players, I think you get 8 camels.
And, of course, you only have 1 of the bidding tokens, right?
Yeah.
So you're not ever going to have double moves, unless it's like from one round to the next.
Yeah, and I found I kind of did a little bit of a preview of Speed Round almost when I did it there. They were playing at a regular speed, but I was making my choices like that.
Yeah, you're doing a test run.
I played the assassin strategy, tried to end the game quickly, and I ran out of camels, and they each had at least 4 left by the time I was done. But as I said, the other guy won off of resources.
Strong resources.
So I mean, trying to speed through the game isn't always going to be a huge win.
As far as preferred number of players, even though this is a live play, I probably will still stick to my watch it played credo of not giving too many opinions. I don't mind talking about what our experience here was like playing, but I don't want to make declarative statements about what's my preferred number of players. I've only played it 2-player, honestly, so I can't really speak beyond that. And it seems to have worked. And you've played 2 and 3. How did you find the 3-player? Did it change things dramatically for you?
It did. It just, when you're playing with 2 players, I think the big difference seems to be that either I'm going twice in a row, or I'm only having to worry about what you do instead of another person. Yeah. So it adds the extra player dynamic, and that's good in anything, right?
Okay. So we've got a question here. I think maybe about the layout here. Christopher Brunson says, would it be an idea for you to have a third person who could sit and perhaps live edit the video as you play? The picture-in-picture got a little bit in the way of the resources, for example. I knew that it was going to get in the way a little bit. I even could have turned the picture-in-picture off, but I really wanted it on because I would like to retain. One of the things I like that we try to do on the show is create. You're not just watching. You're with us at the table, right? And part of the social element of gameplay is to be able to see the player and their reactions and things. So we wanted to continue to add that. I certainly could have, for example, just done this. And then there'd be no picture-in-picture at all. And wow, when I see that table, whew, what a mess. But I knew that it was covering up some of the resources. I hoped that maybe that wasn't supremely crucial to your enjoyment of the view. But I can see how a person might be interested to know, hey, what is that resource up there? And could someone chain together like a really good grab if they take that? So we'll try to. I'll try to always make sure the picture-in-picture doesn't cover up anything crucial, and if we can keep it from covering up, just covering up nothing, that'd be great. As far as live editing, there's not really any live editing we can do, but if we had a third person watching the comments, they'd probably be able to catch the mistakes that we make. And then, because I know when you're watching and you see a mistake, there's an instinctive reaction to go, no, stop. And you want to put everything in all caps and get people's attention and make sure things get corrected as soon as possible. And I really appreciate that people want to do that. But having someone there would help catch those things. The Forsaken one says the time was great for your non-US Canadian fans. Absolutely. That was one of the things I considered too. I think when we did Zombie Side live playthrough, it was on a weekend. We kind of did it in the afternoon. I knew that was a time that North America was going to be good. But other people were like, man, I can't see it. So I like that we can sort of do this and make sure that people are able to watch no matter where they are. And one of the perks of the fundraiser, which again I have to say thank you for the support in that, is that I'm doing this full time. I'm trying to do this full time, so I have the flexibility to pick my times a little bit, as long as Pep's willing for these live plays. Which,
especially if you do them during the day, I'll always be free, basically.
Yeah, if you're not working, right? It's perfect. So I really want to say a big thanks publicly. I don't want to embarrass you, but to Pep for letting me come here, set up. And then yesterday, I came for several hours, just, again, testing the equipment, trying to get everything working. I'm sure the audio is not perfect, but hopefully you guys can hear us decently enough to be able to follow along. I had real struggles with that yesterday, but got it kind of working. So thank you, Pep, for that, and thanks for joining me, because I actually had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun too.
Yeah. And the nice thing about a live play is we kind of know how long it's going to take. I know how much of Pep's time I'm going to take up. Hey, we're doing 5 tribes. It's going to take at least 30 minutes plus the little chat afterwards. So we know it's going to be about an hour and a half. Okay, I'm going to try to answer these quick questions quicker. Okay. The Star Realms 2 Min Games comment came from the idea of using a chess clock or the speed rounds. Thoughts on that? So that was from Middle Class Solutions, the idea of having a chess clock.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
We talked about that.
I can't remember if I said this during the live video or.
No, I think it was before when we were getting ready. And
I said for speed round because I don't really want to take the gameplay too seriously in these videos, in terms of like who's winning or not. We just want to show the game, give you a sense of, here's how the game works. Now I've seen how to play it, and now I've seen how it works. Albeit a little bit faster, but in a condensed video. The one thought was, though, to help encourage the speediness is afterwards, if you have a chess clock at the end, who played in total the fastest would get like a 10-point bonus or something. Do you know what I mean? So that could be fun. I've never really looked into those clocks. Our first test, we tried for a few seconds to use a 20-second timer on the phone, but it was just a little fiddly. Hitting that and having it positioned.
Especially when you need to stop and talk about something. It's like, oh wait, I need to read the genie. It's like, oh, gotta stop the timer.
Yeah.
Because there's some things like when a new ability comes to the table, even if you're planning on playing fast, you kind of have to.
You want to stop. We want you to be able to follow at least somewhat what's going on, right? But a chess clock would be nice because you could just reach out and tap it. That'd be pretty decent. I don't know how much those things cost, but anyway.
I want one anyway, actually. So
okay, there you go. Sho Sugimoto asks, would you consider putting the instructional video up a few days ahead of the live stream so we can learn the game beforehand? I think it takes me 2 views or more to really understand the rules. Absolutely. I did consider doing that. Part of it for me was I didn't want to announce too soon that we were going to do 5 tribes. I wanted it to be kind of a surprise. So, but I don't know that that's really necessary. I guess I wanted speed round. Really, that's the real thing I wanted to be the surprise, is that we're going to try to do this new segment. Now that we've done one, I don't think it needs to be a secret, and I would certainly consider uploading it separately, not only so that you can watch it in advance, but also if that's all you want to watch, well, that's a quick 8-minute video, right? And and also if someone wants to link to it, if a publisher wants to link to it, maybe they can just want to link to the instructional, not a full playthrough. So probably you'll see it go up later. We'll see. Let's see here. Frederick Karlstrom asks, I think this was fun. Can we choose the game for any time in the future? Can we choose? Oh, so I think you want to know if can you choose the game in the future? Possibly. I owe you guys a game of Seasons, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I do. That was one of the voted games from, and Pep enjoys Seasons. That might be a fun one to do. That one can also be a little lengthy, but as 2 players, it's not too bad. And so that might be a good way to do that one.
I think that wouldn't be too terribly hard to speed round either.
No, probably not. Probably not. Some card reading and stuff there. I don't know if people would have the full experience. I don't know. It could work. We'll think about it. And certainly in terms of voting, I probably would never sort of leave it to be a wide open vote. I would probably do something like, here's 10 games. Let's vote on one of these. Because I do have to feel like it's going to fit the format, and I do kind of have to feel like I want to play it. Not to be selfish, but... okay, so let's see. Let's see what else we got here. so the Forsaken One wants to know, do I think I could beat Luke at this game? Yeah, I was going to say yes, absolutely. You sound like you were hesitating. You know what? Luke is pretty sharp. It's hard to know. I sometimes think with something like this, maybe I would be a little better at it. But I don't know. There's no dice, so I have that up on him.
Oh yeah, there's no random chance really.
No.
So
no, that's true. So we'll see. Actually, the next game we're going to feature on our channel, I already put the picture up on our Facebook page, so I'll say it here. It's going to be Samurai Spirit, and so that's one I'm going to play with Luke. And that's another one I think I might like to bring to Speed Round.
Yeah.
Although I probably won't bring it to Speed Round, but it might be when I do live. I think that'd be a fun live. I owe you guys a live play, and maybe we could do it. You and me, and the audience could be one of the other samurai, and you guys could fully control that one character.
As long as they're not Kyuzo.
Oh,
because I'm Kyuzo.
Beth is always Kyuzo. Yes, you'll see when you see the instructional video, which should hopefully release this weekend. Actually, I just got a reply back from Antoine Bauza saying that it looks like I've got everything right except for one little thing, so I'm going to make that adjustment and then we'll be good to go. Okay, I'm seeing some comments saying that they'd like to see a Seasons 1. Great, awesome, and that one does have dice, which is cool. Okay, someone does say, okay, I'm just going to scroll back a little bit here. Someone said this is the first live stream. Christopher Adamso says it's the first live stream you've watched. Well, glad that we could be your first one. Yes, can you make a playlist on your channel that includes videos of you on other channels and events? Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea because I have done a few videos like that, and they've just kind of been like hidden amongst the filler videos. So I'll try to remember to do that. If you think of it, post a message to me on our Facebook page, even on Twitter, or send me an email at watchitplayeditlive.com. That's usually where I kind of keep my to-do lists through that stuff. Okay. Sorry, Mal, Chris, if we got you in trouble at work for watching games. This is not the future plan slot. You probably saw that, but I'll just reiterate that again for anyone joining in. We don't really have a time slot. And I don't know how often I'll do this. This is not like, it does take a certain amount of effort to create another instructional video amongst the ones I'm already creating and to do the live play and set everything up. You know, if I could do one once every 3 weeks, I'd feel pretty good about that schedule. If we could do it even faster, once every 2 weeks, that'd be pretty awesome too. We'll see. Maybe I'll do like 2 table talks, like a week of table talk back, and then a live stream or something like that, you know, just to take something off my schedule to make room for it, maybe something like that. Peter, yes, we did talk a little bit about the scoring that you might have missed. Something got shorted there. We'll sort it all out later. Either way, we had a good time. So let's see. And Christopher is saying, or Christopher, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right or not, is saying that games that have an analysis paralysis potential problem would be fun to continue using. I think so too. I mean, that was kind of the conceit of it. Was when I first got the idea, it was like, let's take a game that normally would take a long time that I would not necessarily want to show on the video series normally, because it's not that the game is bad if it takes long or takes time to think out your turns, but it doesn't make necessarily for exciting video to watch.
Yeah, it's like when you were doing the math, you know, when you're just sitting here watching someone
doing calculations. Not thrilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already bored watching you, right? And you weren't even really.
That only took 3 seconds. 3 seconds, and we're bored.
So I think analysis paralysis prone games, or just games that don't have kind of the elements of chance and things that kind of keep it more narrative and dramatic. I think that narrative element helps a lot. It's hard to have a narrative in a game like this, although we did throw a few little things in there. So yes, I'm with you. I think that's probably what we'll stick to for the most part. Oh, and Sean Patrick is here. Sean, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. I am so glad that you're in this chat. Sean is saying he missed the live playthrough, so I don't know if you mentioned this. Is this your copy of the game that I bought for you? At Gen Con, it was really hard to get copies of Five Tribes. It was a game that it wasn't on the top of my list to like, I must get this game. I'd heard about it. Oh, worker displacement. How clever. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't, you know, for whatever reason, the designer and the publisher, both of those things were big things to me. Like, okay, we got a great designer, we got a great publisher. Okay, maybe this is worth it. But in terms of the gameplay itself, it wasn't jumping off the page at me. Then I kept hearing about it constantly over and over and over again. This game, you got to check it out. It's got to be great. So then I was like, okay, I think I do need to try to pick this up. And it was hard for me sometimes to get into the hall early enough to do stuff because of other things that were going on with Watch It Played, other meetings I was having and stuff. And so again, I got there late, and someone in line, Sean Patrick, saw me, knew I was trying to get it, he was in line, and he bought this copy for me. Blew my mind. I mean, it kind of choked me up a little bit, to be honest. I really, I was really, really thrilled, and it was really generous of him to do. So thank you, Sean. I'm so glad to get to thank you publicly here. And yes, this is the copy you bought right here is happening because of you. So thank you so much. That was really, really nice. Man, I tell you.
And we're being ever so gentle with it.
Obviously, we're treating it with the utmost respect. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what other comments we have.
We can all lose together.
Danielle saying, hey, he's on board for the cooperative samurai spirit. Yeah, man, I tell you, every time we play that game,
you've never won.
I won with Luke.
What?
I know. I will say,
was he Kyuzo?
He wasn't. We didn't have Kyuzo, so you can't accuse us of anything. So we did have 3 samurai, and we picked them. We didn't randomly distribute them. Normally we do pick them, but I think we picked them very intentionally. Like, oh, I think these ones will work together.
I noticed that. Like, if you
have the one that passes like 2 3s and 6s, and then the guy beside him can ignore 2 3s and 6s.
Yeah.
You can game it a little bit that way.
Yeah.
And that's intentional because
is it supposed to be random?
No, it's either or. So you can definitely, if you do random, it can be a little more challenging because you're left a chance, or you can plan out.
Planning seems necessary.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh, speed round of that. You just instant die, I think.
We might have to do multiple speed rounds.
Yeah, you would be able to because it'd be over so quickly.
Yeah.
Let's see how we're doing on our time here. 55 seconds.
Oh, no.
See. Someone says Smart World next time. Maybe. Anyway, Sean, I'm glad you saw my comments there. And yeah. Thanks again, Sean. That was really nice. Okay. And someone's asking, what about a D&D playthrough? That could be kind of fun. We have been toying. Pep's been picking up the books. I just got the Monster Manual. I don't think I told you.
Oh, I haven't got it yet. Can I borrow it?
You probably can, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Actually, role-play could be kind of fun to do. I've been wanting to do one on the channel, and, I don't know, time has been tricky. There's always so many board games to play, and a board game is so quick and easy. It's all relative. You know, a board game I can learn in a couple hours generally, right? And I can do an instructional video, and I can sort of stay on schedule. With a role-playing game, I feel like I almost have to take a week or 2 off just to absorb everything and be ready to present it on video. But anyway, there's the timer.
Should we ignore it?
No, we should stop. Because I'll just keep talking. If we don't stop now, I will just keep talking endlessly about board games. So I will take a quick look at the comments. Okay, we'll just take one last look here.
Well, I was going to say, too,
about Lords of Waterdeep, maybe
the
expansions. I know Pep would be all on board for that.
That would be a great speed round.
That would be.
Because that is a bit of analysis paralysis in there.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, that's
true.
So
I wouldn't mind that. I was going to say about the D&D, too, that would be really fun, especially to have the DM off camera with, like, the DM voice in the background, and then, like, maybe, like, you and Luke or whoever's
just
playing.
kind of experiencing what's happening.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's the idea. And hey, don't worry, Frenzy Kitty. I know you might have missed the live play, but you'll be able to go back and watch it if you want. Everyone can. They'll be available. You might not see it in the feed right away, but it will be showing there shortly if it's not already. Okay. Listen, you know what? We will end it here. I'm starving. My stomach's growling. We've got to go. Thanks again, guys, for joining us. It was really fun to be able to try something different like this, and hopefully it went reasonably well. We'll try to figure out the table shaking thing, because I know some of that was maybe happening. We can probably stabilize things, make sure the camera's not touching the table at all, which will hopefully help in the future. So thanks for putting up for any of those little hiccups. Thank you, Pep. And you know what we say. Until the next episode, thanks for watching. All right.